Musical Sarafina. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Okay, what's in papi? I just want you to ready yourselves for a day of reflection and entertainment with a host of meaty meals, including pap and lamb chops, an array of braai sides, as well as peppermint crisp cups. Helping us prepare this is an incredible performer who goes by the name of Lauren Lee. She is going to be kicking off the show with an incredible performance. But if you want the details to any of today's recipes, please do head over to afternoonexpress.co.za for the full ingredients list and recipe. Now, she might be tiny, Mzansi, but she's about to blow you away with her powerful voice. She is live here as an absolute beauty queen, here to perform Jill Scott's Long Walk. This is Lauren Lee. Take it away.
You're here, I'm pleased. I really dig your company. Your style, your smile, your peace mentality. Lord, 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 have mercy on me. I was blind, now I can see what a king supposed to be. Baby, I feel free, yeah. Maybe we could take a long walk. 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 Yeah, let's take a long walk around the park after dark. Find a spot for us to spot conversation, verbal relation, stimulation, share our situation, temptation, education, relaxation, elevation. Maybe we can talk about Surrey 3118. Your background, it ain't squeaky clean. Sometimes we all gotta swim upstream. You ain't no saint, we all are sinners. But you put your gut down, make your souls a winner. I respect that. Man, you're so fat, and you're all that plus supreme. Then you're humble, man, I'm your feeling. I can feel everything that you bring. Let's take a long walk around the park after dark. Find a spot for us to spot conversation, verbal relation, simulation, share our situation, temptation, education, relaxation, elevation. Maybe we can talk about Revelations 3:17, or maybe we can see a movie, or maybe we can see a play on Saturday, or maybe we can roll a tree and feel the breeze and listen to a symphony, or maybe we can take a cruise and listen to the roots, or maybe eat some passion fruit, or maybe cry to the blues. Just be silent. Let's take a long walk around the park after dark. Find a spot for us to spot conversation, verbal relation, stimulation, share our situation, temptation, education, relaxation, elevation. Maybe we can talk about Surrey 3118.
And join us. Musicians, you can strike down. It's okay. It is safe. You can put those instruments of absolute magic. And let us have Lauren join us. Now, she is a fierce singer-songwriter and a vocal artist. This mezzo-soprano singer is born and raised in the Mother City. And she joins us here to show us her seamless vocals and take us through her musical journey. Come have a seat with me, Lauren. Right there, wherever you want. You know, Lauren, it shows that you were raised well. The fact that you were like, should I sit in the corner? Where do I sit? Girl, this is your couch.
Oh, wow, thank you.
What an incredible performance, my love. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Now, someone like me is like, finally, we've got you in the loft because you've been on Espresso, our sister show, but you haven't touched base with us, and we've been yearning to hear that voice live.
Wow, I'm glad to be here. Just a little secret. I used to watch Afternoon Express a lot. That time, Jeannie was still on and all the other guys.
And Bonnie and
yes,
Daniela.
Yes, that was me. I was watching. I was one of your Afternoon Express viewers.
#1 supporters. Well, I'm so glad that you're still a supporter and that you haven't gone anywhere, because it would have been awkward for me. But something that is not awkward for you and something that is just so absolutely natural is your gift of singing. I mean, you started in the music industry, or rather you started singing at the age of 12, coming from a musical background and just truly being brought up around the arts. So what made you then take it a step further and decide to make it a career?
So to be very honest, I always say this, I didn't want to sing. For some reason, I was like, I'm surrounded with musicians all the time, with singers, but I was like, that is not what I want to do. Yeah. But I think the bug bit me very hard just after school. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go and study, and I'm going to do music. And I loved it ever since.
Oh, wow. I mean, you loved it so much so that you actually studied at the Cape Music Institute.
Yes.
And I mean, going to an institution like that, I can only imagine the amount of resources, coaches that you have to your disposal. And not only just coaches, but you also have inspirations, people that actually impact your physical performance. So if you were to kind of narrow it down to your biggest influence within the coaches that you studied with, who would that be, and how did they impact your journey?
So I had a vocal coach, Amanda Lind. She wasn't connected to the Cape Music Institute. She was my coach after college. And she showed me things that I was like, what? What? I've never heard that before, and I've never known that. So what, for example, like she told me, something is not right with your voice. You can reach that note, but it doesn't sound right. Something's wrong. I was like, what is this lady talking about? Long story short, she's like, see an ENT specialist because something's wrong. There I found out I have acid reflux. Yes, just something, a sidebar. And
wait, but I feel like she needs to be a doctor. Diagnosing you,
yeah,
like what?
She could hear it. She's like, because acid reflux affects your vocal cords. It makes it swell because it moves up. So I was like, okay, I like you. I like you. But she was genuinely very nice, and I was always comfortable when we had our lessons, and it was just nice.
So what is it about someone who is like Amanda, and I'm sure there's so many other people that you follow, not only behind the scenes, but some people that you'd be able to interact with? Is it just their knowledge about the skill of singing and music, or is it like you see what they do and you kind of try permeate that and act like that? And what is it about people like Amanda?
I think it's the fact that I can learn from them, and I can take that and not be specifically as they are or do what they do, but take that and put my own spin to it so that it can still be Lauren Lee and not, for example, Amanda Late or whoever else that I'm looking up to. So yeah, that is it.
Girl, I always say no one wants a diet version of like the original person, or like a Pali Light or a Pali 2.0. They want you, they want Lauren.
Yes.
I mean, and you are doing you seamlessly. You're also someone who is very passionate about giving back to the community and kind of pouring into different communities, not only the community that you come from. I mean, from fundraisers to walks to runs to. You've pretty much done it all. So do you want to just share with us and the viewers a fundraising event that kind of sticks out to you and speaks to your heart?
Okay, so what I did in 2016, I went over to UK. So Emirates flew us for free, myself and my band.
Hayibo, oh gosh, nam ngifuna ukucula. Hayibo. Niyaflawa ku-Emirates. Okay,
yes,
listen,
yes.
I think I know my next job in my next life. Okay, that's nice.
But that I have to give to my manager. He pulled it off. At first, when he told me, look, we're having some floods over here in Kendal, because that's where it happened, and that's where he's from.
Kendal in the UK.
In the UK. Then I was like, okay, do you think you can pull off the show? And he's like, yes, I can. And he just proved it to me. We had so many sponsors, and it was amazing to go over. to another country and to raise funds over there. But like I obviously would want to do it in my country as well. But going over there and knowing that I could help, I could help people was just a blessing, man. So yeah.
I can already see the way you speak about it. You speak about it with so much emotion, and you're not just speaking about it as a fact, like, yeah, we went over and it was nice and we got a little bit of a holiday and we were able to give back. It's truly something that's just been so core to who you are, I think I could say, as a person. And I also love the fact that you mentioned the fact that, like, your manager was able to pull it off. He was able to pull off the show, because something that you were able to pull off that so many South African artists just failed dismally is during 2020, of course, we got hit with a lockdown. We got hit with COVID-19. You still had shows, but you were still selling out each and every show. How?
I think everyone was just frustrated of being inside and watching online shows.
Yeah.
Even me, myself, I was like, no, I want to interact. I want to feel that nerves. I want to put on makeup. I want to put on a cute dress and just perform and sing my heart out. And I think that is what I did. And people really wanted to come out and have a joy. So that was it.
Girl, we were all yearning for it, I think it's safe to say. I can only imagine how pumping those performances are. And you actually do have a final performance coming up. Right now, you did a Jill Scott's cover, Long Walk, but at the end, you're going to be speaking about a song that's very, very true to you.
Yes.
What's that song all about, and what brought you to writing it?
So my song is called Want Your Love, and it's all about self-love. When you hear the song, you'll think that it's a love song to a guy. I was like, no, I'm done with writing love songs about other people or to other people.
Period.
I'm writing it to myself.
Full stop.
It's all about self-love, and yes, it is difficult to, like as I'm sitting here, sometimes you'll be like, oh, I'm over this, I'm over that, but when I go home, I will feel down and so, but now I was like, let me write a song, so when I do feel a certain way, and I should just remind myself, look here, man, love yourself.
Love yourself,
if you can't love yourself, you can't love on anyone else. That is what I always say. So that's why I love the song, because it shouldn't just speak to me, but it should speak to the next person as well, that feels some sort of way about themselves.
Oh, well, I love that. On that same note, if you want to experience an electrifying performance, don't go anywhere, because we still have a whole show to see the other side of Lauren. So you better get your cooking apron on, girl, because we are bringing the heat to your screens, Mzansi. This is Afternoon Express.
Express yourself.
Clover fresh milk.
Made with love by Clover. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, where we are celebrating the pre-Freedom Day celebrations. And helping us do so and making sure that our menu is locked and loaded is one of my favorite gorgeous girls. I think I say this every single week. She goes by the name of Tumi Mukhwai.
Is it really Freedom Day if you're not able to cook whatever you want at your own time, at your own place, with your own people? Is it really freedom? So that's why I'm excited about this. Like, I get to share the food with my girls however we want to share it.
Listen, we think not, because our musical guest who's going to help us with Papa Storm this afternoon is Lauren Lee. Now, Lauren, are you much of a chef?
I dabble in the kitchen. I need to cook because I'm the wife and the mother, so I need to cook in my house.
And on that note, listen, on social media, we want to find out from you, in honor of our hashtag Freedom Day tomorrow, we want to know what makes you feel proud to be a South African. Please make sure you use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. We want to find out what makes you local and lekker. But let's get cooking, Mzansi. Lockdown has unlocked a different set of skills in the kitchen. The nation has become creative when it comes to cooking simple ingredients. To celebrate this Freedom Day, we're giving your pockets a bit of freedom by adding a twist to your favorite dishes. Dumi?
Yes, my girl.
You know, as soon as you speak about the pockets,
Yeah.
and the money,
Yeah.
and it being free, you have to let me know how to do it, girl, because I'm always trying to save.
You know how you do it? You make sure you get all the ingredients in your pantry and you fill up your pantry. Like, for instance, these lamb chops that we're making here.
Azish.
We're making those marinated lamb chops with some chakalaka and pap. So how you start off, instead of having too many spices, make sure you stock up on bennies, right? Benny's seasoning, there's chicken, there's beef, there's chili beef, which is the one I'm choosing to use today. You can, because it basically wipes out that whole pantry with all those spices, and you don't know which spice goes with which type of meat and when to add it, how much of it to add. Because this you can definitely add on anything. You can add it as a stock if you want to thicken your, not thicken, but if you want to flavor your soups and stocks and stuff, you can add it there. If you want to, I even add it on eggs. Something as simple as a matanda. Add it on those eggs, and it adds a beautiful flavor to it.
Stunning.
So that's why.
Lauren, do you have that same issue? I mean, me and Dumi bond all the time over this. When you open your pantry, let's be honest, and it's not organized, you know, like those Pinterest moms who've got labels on everything, where you just see spices.
Yeah.
And you don't even know, onga pants, nonga pezulu, what's happening.
Yeah.
Do you have that same problem?
Yes, I do. I do. So that's why I think what she says, it needs to be minimal.
Yeah.
Because I just want to take whatever I need and not just look for things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that does happen.
So, Dumi, you're saying that if we just pick up our bennies, that's it, that's what we need, that's the flavoring.
It doesn't need at that long time where sometimes you buy the stock cubes and you have to first dissolve it, wait for time. Faginjalo, just put it in like that. And then on top of that, you don't have to spend 3 hours making a chakalaka. Cool chakalaka over there. It's in a tin. All you do is like what Laura's going to do now. Pop it in the pan, heat it up, or straight from the tin.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm up to you girls. Maybe.
I like warming up my chakalaka.
Well, then, Lauren, please warm it up for my
Yeah.
girl, because I
Okay.
will not have my girl having her chakalaka cold. Because, I mean, it's Freedom Day, Xasa. Some people are planning on buying, some people are planning on, you know, making a meal. So,
There we go.
is your braai meal complete without chakalaka?
No, it is not complete without chakalaka, and it's also not complete without that sound.
Exactly.
Yeah. Whether that sound of sizzle is coming from the braai or whether it's coming from your food, it's basically not Freedom Day until you get that. Now, I want to find out from you ladies. You know, we've got so many different ideas of how you add a twist.
Yeah.
How do you add a twist to your dishes? How do you add a twist to anything in your menu? Maybe I can start with you, Lauren.
A twist, sweet chili. I love sweet chili sauce on anything, literally. I put it in my food, put it on eggs, and my husband says I'm weird because I put it on cheese as well.
Yes.
Oh, I do that.
Yeah. Your husband's the weird one.
Yeah.
I think he's outnumbered.
No, I really put it on my cheese, and there we go.
Nice one.
Dumi, how are we adding a twist then to this menu? Because that's what it's all about here.
It's about making sure you've got the right ammo. You've got the right, if you're going into war, you need to make sure you've got the right tools, right? Same here, I'm going to war with hunger. So I've got to make sure that I've got ingredients that have flavors that work together, but that I also don't have to try and, you know, spend too much money on. If you go buy yourself some I always struggle with saying this, Worcestershire sauce. I went and did some research. I've got some honey in here, which most people have in their pantries. I've got some ginger and a garlic paste that I've added into this. So what we're doing now is just doing a a simple marinade, which uses stuff that we all, like most of the time, we all have it at home. So Worcestershire sauce, I know my mom adds it into stocks, into soups, into stews. So you can definitely add some of that here. So the twist here is basically using the stuff you already have at home, stuff you can easily find. It's not stuff that you have to go to artisanal stores to find. And just that additional flavor element here is just the hot English mustard that's also going to add another level of flavor. And this, in essence, is going to be the marinade for our chops. All you do is let them, if you want to, let them sit overnight. That just adds onto that flavor mix. But if not, just add them into, mix all of this up, marinate your chops, fry them up, and enjoy.
Good to go. Okay, well, whilst I already see your heat is on high,
Yep.
Billy, the lamb chops are ready to go on there. And whilst we're doing so, I always love to reflect on what I love doing in the kitchen. I know for myself, I love being in the kitchen and spending time in the kitchen because at the end of the day, it's me time. It allows me to, it's almost like therapeutic, I think I like to say, and it allows me also to be creative and not only add a twist to menus like this and ingredients like this, but just whatever else I'm making. What is so special to you about spending time in the kitchen, and how do you like to add your twist?
So, right now it's a bit different because I have a toddler. It was always easier when I didn't have a toddler because now I could be like, okay, can you just not? I need to cook. So it's a different vibe, but it does bring me joy, but it's a different scenario now, but than before. But it's nice, it's nice.
Well, listen, it's all about spicing things up in the
So
kitchen.
I think my son spices it up for me.
So he is the main guy. He is the twist.
Yes, he's the twist in the kitchen.
Now, to me, this chakalaka looks really, really good.
It looks really good, and the one thing I'm absolutely grateful for is the fact that it uses sunflower oil, which, as many people will know, sunflower oil is low in those saturated fats. So it also is a great addition, especially if you're looking for those hot, healthy meals. And a lot of people are very much on that 5 a day, so it's a great part of your meal every single day. So you can add it just as is, as a side dish. You can put it into something else. We've done stuff as like make a chakalaka mayo. You can literally just zhuzh it up however you like. Oh my gosh, look at those marks.
No, that looks good.
Look at that. That's what we're talking about. That's where the flavor is. The combos of the sweetness and the honey that we added, the Worcestershire sauce. Look at that. For
It's
me,
a winning recipe.
That's a winning recipe.
Now, tell me on that same note, I want to find out from you. It's Freedom Day tomorrow.
Yep.
A lot of people might not necessarily be in the kitchen. They might be behind the braai.
Yep.
But what is so special to you about spending time in the kitchen? And how do you add your switch, little twist, little spin in the kitchen?
I try and make sure to find a way that tries and get the dishes that I love to make, simplify them, but still keep the flavor. And that's why I'm loving the fact that we've got stuff like our sweet chili sauces here. I've got our beni, we've got our chakalaka, stuff that would normally require either a lot of ingredients or a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's simplified with just get it in
Simplified
your pan.
ways.
Simplified.
Lauren
that's
is still
my
asking, should I add more? I'm like, girl,
I
the answer is always yes. You add a whole lot of more. Look, I'm the type of person, I believe in ratios. I always say, like, for as much pap or rice that you need to also have enough shebo. Okay.
All I'm saying is that if you're inviting Pali to a braai, make sure that there's a braai for the people, and then there's a separate braai for Pali.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I love meat so much. You hold that for me, you give that to me. There we go, just like that. Just by adding a twist to your recipes, it's just never been more simple. To get your hands on this delicious recipe, please do visit afternoonexpress.co.za. Yummy, ladies. This looks so good.
Gorgeous.
Only Benny powder stock. Make your meals come alive with flavor. And
It's Benny-licious.
Benny powdered stock, alive with flavor.
Now, ladies, today we are celebrating Freedom Day. And you know Freedom Day is incomplete without?
I'm a side.
Nama? Nechisa nyama to me.
Oh, yeah, but I just touched on that now. Yes. Is it really Freedom Day without a braai?
Well, listen, every South African knows a real chisanyama is only as good as its sides that accompany it. Bland pasta and mashy potato salads will be a thing of the past. And when we return, we're going to show you exactly how to perfect the perfect 2 braai staples. Afternoon Express. Now listen, today it's all about Freedom Day, and we want to find out from you, Mzansi. How are you preparing and excited for your Freedom Day, and what do you define as freedom? But for me, it has to be all about the braai. I hate to admit it, and its sides. Wouldn't you agree?
Exactly. And for me now, you know, the one thing that hurts me is when you go to a braai and the meat is delicious and it's just meat and pap.
Yeah.
It's like, where are the sides?
It gets awkward.
It does.
But here's where we fix that problem. Now listen up, Mzansi. There is nothing that makes us more proudly South African than a braai shared with family and friends. Now we know that most South Africans are big meat lovers. I am most South Africans. But no braai is complete without an array of different sides. So Dumi and I are here to share two of our favorite side salads. We're talking about our potato and pasta salads brought together with the delicious Clover Bliss double cream yogurt.
You know, when I started making potato salad,
Yeah.
it was only because I was trying to replicate my mom's potato salad.
No!
Dude, that woman takes a potato salad and she can make it into anything. She can make it a starter, main, and dessert.
She puts that thing down, flips it, and reverses
Although after a couple of times, I'm starting to get to it, but there's still something missing.
What?
Angas. I know it's love.
So listen to me. I think today is the time that we need to just debunk that whole thing. Make sure that you bring nothing but the best into this potato salad. But also, I would like to think of this as a challenge because I've got a pasta salad that I'm going to be putting together.
Yeah.
And this essentially can go with any and every braai.
Yebo. Yebo.
So on your station, on your potato salad?
All right. My potato salad is a potato salad that is slightly, it's simple, but slightly on the bougie side because it's got some raisins going in there. We've got some potatoes. Okay, not really bougie, but it's just about taking the ingredients you have and trying to make them, you know, work together. So my potato salad starts with some potatoes that I'm going to be roasting up in the oven. Most people like to boil the potatoes. The reason I do this is because you can flavor the potatoes separately before adding everything else that goes into them.
Absolutely.
So this is where I add my spices. If you've got, I mean, I'm going to be using some paprika and some coriander spices as well as some cumin. So this is where you get all that flavor into the potatoes. And then after that, the main thing is how you bind it together with all the other flavors here.
Okay, I got that. So whilst Dumi is just whipping up her potato salad on my side, I'm on pasta salad duty. Now this pasta salad has a very, very special place in my heart.
Yeah.
I went through a time and opportunity where I was meat-free. And that truly struck, like I was so stuck with things to create and make, and this is something that I literally lived by. And all you need, South Africa, is some oregano. We've got some cayenne pepper. We've got some fresh chopped chilies. You know, there ain't nothing like that fresh chopped chili, honey. We've got olives, sweet corn. Is this parsley, Dumi?
That is parsley, my girl.
Absolutely. We've also got some cucumber, tomatoes, lemon, and here, we've also got that cream cheese and mayo dressing to put it all together. And of course, I've got my shells. We use shells today. Some pasta shells that's already been al dente.
Al dente,
Prepared
because we don't want it to be too mushy as well. So you can start putting your ingredients together there. And all I'm going to do now is get these babies into the oven. And you're talking about braaiing it inside. So when people are making the meat in the braai, you want to be able to try and make everything outside at the braai. So that's where you can also cut up your potatoes, season them, put it flesh side down, get those grill marks on them, get that smoky flavor into them. And then once that's done, this is where the next element comes in, the binding agent. So I've got, like I mentioned, I've got my raisins, which for me add that sweetness. It's a optional thing because some people don't like, I mean, I've added raisins into my coleslaw.
I don't know about raisins. I really, you know, being born and raised in Durban, we never added raisins to our potato salad.
Really?
No, never.
Luto, not even into a coleslaw?
No. But even, you know, it's not raisins, girl. That other...
the sultanas.
Sultanas.
Yeah.
I literally only experienced that moving to Cape Town.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, now the other twist I'm adding here, Balesa, to my potato salad, and most people do this, is they add mayonnaise. And I love that. Mayonnaise is great, it's delicious. However, I'm choosing to use our Clover Bliss double cream, not only because it's thick and creamy and obviously truly indulgent, but because it's got that mellow flavor about it. You've got the strong flavors of, you know, the coriander. I've added some coriander, some bacon into this. You've also got, you know, the strong flavors from the spices that we used for our potatoes. Now you need something that sort of cuts through that, and that's the creaminess of our Clover Bliss, and that's why I prefer to add it, because sometimes your mayo is great, but it can be a little too tangy where it ends up putting some people off. But for me, this is why I like to use the clover bliss or clover bliss in this instance. But now I see you've added it to your pasta salad as well.
Yeah, definitely. I've added it to my pasta salad because at the end of the day, you know, being able to play in the kitchen is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Being free.
Born free.
And that's what you're talking about,
Yeah.
being able to be versatile in the kitchen. So I have to ask you, before we enter Freedom Day tomorrow, what does freedom mean to you?
Like Palisa, it means being able to live anywhere, do anything. Like for instance, right now I'm a qualified chef, a black qualified chef, female, living in Cape Town, and I'm comfortable to be doing whatever I want to do without thinking twice. And that for me in itself is freedom.
I love that. Same here, Dumi. You know, for me, freedom means exactly that. You know, living your truth,
Yeah.
being your truth, not being toxic. Because some people say, I'm living my
Hide
truth, but
behind
you're
that.
being toxic. No, living with love, living with respect, living with dignity, but also allowing others that same freedom, dignity, and respect and love. That's what it's all about. And that is exactly what we're doing within this recipe.
Oh, and giving them the best sides for their braai.
Cheers to that, girl. If you want to get this recipe, please do head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. Yeah.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, peppermint tarts are a treat, but when served in the company, they are super, super fast to go. So you might have the smallest piece left or nothing at all. So fear not, when we do return, we prepare individual peppermint crisp cups with a nutty twist.
Express yourself.
Express, where we are joined by our incredibly talented musical guest, Lauren Lee. Now, Lauren, we gave you an opportunity to sit down, relax, enjoy your freedom as we preempt Freedom Day tomorrow. But now we've got a sweet treat. Do you have a sweet tooth much?
Not really.
Yeah. But I can assure you that this next recipe that Dumi has is definitely going to set you right.
I like to flip people. I like to change people.
Okay.
So it's
I'm
my
ready for
mission.
that.
South Africa, we've got Bob the Builder in the studio. She's like, can we fix it? Yes, we can. But listen, this recipe will definitely do the trick. Milk tart, Cook Sisters, and Malva pudding, step aside, because we've got an extra special recipe to help you celebrate Freedom Day. We're talking about our deliciously decadent Go Nuts peanut butter peppermint crisp tart. Yummy!
Yeah, I'm already going nuts. I'm going nuts at the fact that...
Dad joke.
I'm going nuts at the fact that I can actually make a dessert that my son will not only love, he'll want more because of the peanut butter. You've seen that kid, that video where they ask him to spell something, it's a completely different word, and he goes, peanut butter. But anyway, because we're making like these mini, beautiful, tasty cups, they're like the peppermint crisp tarts, we do need a filling in there. And so Madam over here is going to be making the filling. And you were asking me which utensil to use. I'm like, you cook every day for your husband and your child.
Yeah.
So girl, whatever floats your boat.
Let's do this.
So you've just got some caramel there and some peppermint chocolate. You can mix that all together. And then I'm going to get started with the base. I mean, any type of dish requires a good foundation. When you're building a house, you need a strong foundation. So our cups also need a great foundation. And that starts off with some crushed coconut biscuits. And into there, I've added some nuts. Just going to toss these two together. And you know what's important here is that most times when people make a base, they would use like butter, melted butter added to perhaps the biscuits or whatever it is that they're using to give it that solid structure. Instead, I'm choosing to use with my, choosing to go with my Go Nuts peanut butter, which is super smooth. It's super spreadable. And the great thing about it, it uses 90% select choice grade peanuts, Balasa, that have been ground to super smooth. You can add them in your smoothies. You can add them in your snacks, your peanut butter sandwich. You can add it practically to about noma yini that you would normally add peanut butter to.
And that for me, something that's so special about peanut butter, and especially these Go Nuts, is that I add peanut butter to everything. It's such a great, it's such a great source of protein for me. So I love adding it in my smoothies and stuff like that. I don't know if you...
I don't. I feel like peanut butter needs to stay on the bread.
On a sami.
It needs to stay there. That's just me.
So I know someone who is in Durban, Mlazi, D-section, who will definitely agree with you, and that's my dad. Shout out to you, Daddy-o. My dad, ever since we've grown up, from first thing in the morning to last thing at night, he always says, my child, mtanami, 2 sliced butter and peanut butter. That's literally all he asks for. So this is something that you can bond with my dad over.
Okay. Cool. Well, clearly I've got another mission, converting dad to not just put it on a sandwich, but put it anywhere else. You know what I mean?
But my mom also does love it in her smoothies. I feel like on Afternoon Express, I'm always speaking about my parents. But my mom also does love a good peanut butter, banana, and yogurt smoothie. Add some crushed ice. It definitely keeps her sustained and fuller for longer, especially for someone who doesn't really eat meat, but also doesn't have a nut allergy. So this is what it's all about.
Yeah. So what we've done then is I've mixed these ingredients together. I've got our Go Nuts peanut butter inside there. I've got our biscuit base. And all we do, and the great thing about it, again, is nothing needs to be baked because you're already using crushed peanut biscuits in here. So all you need to do is literally set this mixture into the fridge. Give it about 2 hours at least, just so that it's completely set. It can even set, depending on how high you set your fridge, it could even set in 30 minutes. And you literally just put it at the base here. And then depending on how high you want it to go up the sides, or whether you want it to still have like a base there and then the peppermint flavor in the center, then it's completely up to you. But I've got some that we've chilled a little earlier, and now we're going to use that filling that you've got, that you've made for us. And then you just top it up, Bala. So we've got the peppermint flavors inside in the actual cream, and we're also going to add a little bit at the top. In fact, I'll add a bit of mint on there. And look at how simple this is. It's something that you said you cook for your family. This is something like a dessert that they could definitely enjoy. I can imagine your child chomping on this anytime during the day. I mean, it's tasty, it's delicious, and it's easy to make.
Yeah, but I think my husband will have this because he likes peppermint tart. So in lockdown, I actually had to learn how to make peppermint tart. Yeah.
Hey, look at you. Here's another recipe idea you can add to your recipe list.
And at the end of the day, the reason why we decided on going on tartlets, because clearly your husband knows my brothers, because if you put anything in the fridge, it'll pale, listen, it'll be gone. You'll not just be eating scraps. And that's always, like, I always got the shortest end of the stick at the end of the day, because as soon as I go ready for my dessert, everything is finished. But creating individual tartlets are perfect for a dinner party, perfect for Freedom Day celebrations, and perfectly, like, you put it together.
Perfectly made ahead. You can make these, pop them in the fridge, do whatever else you do, come back and enjoy.
Stunning. Now, get over to afternoonexpress.co.za to receive the full recipe and ingredients list. But coming up, the talented Lauren Lee is standing by with another breathtaking performance. Be sure to stick around.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
As pharmacists, we are the custodians of the country's medicines. So what basically means is that people will come to us here to get as much information as possible. And as pharmacists, we are obliged to somehow give them that information. And that information might include just what this medication is all about. What are the side effects? What are the contraindications? So our interaction with the community in this particular area in Soshanguve has been quite, great. And I think the pandemic has actually brought us together as a community, us as a pharmacy, and then them as a community supporting our business.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
With schools opening again, teachers and parents will face difficult situations like tummy cramps, teething, pain and fever, scratches and scrapes, allergies and coughs. Adcock Ingram OTC brings you a wide range of products to help parents take care of those challenges. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
welcome back to your Afternoon Express foodie-inspired masterclass. Now, if you are a die-hard foodie or perhaps a wanna-be foodie, then Fatty Simone's have you covered, because every Wednesday it's now Woza Pasta Wednesday, and they're making it their mission to teach you all of their most delicious pasta dishes on the menu. And tomorrow morning, South African chef royalty Ruben Riffel will be in the Espresso Morning Show kitchen to teach you one of his most personal favorite pasta dishes. It's our very own masterclass, so make sure that you catch all of the saucy pasta action tomorrow morning on Espresso between 6 and 9 a.m. right here on S3. Trust me, it's gonna be chef's kiss.
Fatties and Monies Woza Pasta Wednesdays. Bravo to you. Stand a chance to win 2,000 Rand every day, plus 10,000 Rand every Pasta Wednesday. See in store for details. T's and C's apply.
Now we are back on the Afternoon Express stage with Lauren Lee standing by for her final performance. She'll be performing her very own single titled Want Your Love. The stage is all yours, Lauren. Take it away.
Hello, baby. Hello, baby. I've known you for the longest time. I've seen you about 1,000 times. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Tell me how you're doing today. Let me guess, nothing good to say. I know what you wanna say and do. Breaking me down every time. Yes, I know the things you're leading to. Thinking of nothing but loving. I want your love right now. I need your love right now. Baby, baby, I want your love right now. I need your love right now. Baby, baby, hello, baby, hello, baby. I want you to see the light. I want you to live the light. Hello, baby, hello, baby. You're the one who has to choose whether you want to win or lose. I know your past wasn't new to you. Too much miserable lies and sad goodbyes. I know you're strong enough to learn and get up and move and grow. I need your love right now. Baby, 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 love. I want your love. I need your love right now. Baby, baby. Yes, you're the one that I've been waiting for. Yeah, you're not some other boy. Yes, you're the one who needs to love on you. And everything about you, no one but you can do this for you. So choose, baby. So choose, baby. No one but you can do this for you. So choose, baby. So choose, baby.
Sasha, how many? It's it. Baby. Welcome. What an incredible performance. Listen, we are sweating here in the Afternoon Express loft. It could not get more heated. It could not get more fun. And it could not get more celebratory. I mean, what a fantastic performance. Listen, South Africa wants to know, what do you have up your sleeve? What do you plan for the rest of the year? We're almost at the second half of the year.
Yeah. So there's a lot of planning. There's a lot of things that I want to do. So obviously new songs and a lot of shows, and I hope to have a lot of things.
A lot of money. You can say it. A lot of money. We all want money. Come on, Gail. Don't be shy now. Outstanding. Well, we definitely wish that upon you. You are doing so incredibly well. I cannot believe, from being a mezzo soprano, that you are now owning the stage in the way that you are. I literally thought she was going to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la.
Same. I thought so too. But the one thing I have to say is that after explaining that song and what it means, I also want to. I want to love me. I think I fell in love with myself just listening to the song. I was like, yeah, man, baby.
You were the baby. Now, Dumi, some of us have already dished up for ourselves.
Forgive us.
I've definitely already dished up for myself. I could not wait for the celebrations, but please do remind us, what did we create?
Hey, no, we started I hope you guys take these recipes because Freedom Day is just like a couple of hours away, right? We started off with a delicious, tasty lamb chop dish with shakalaka nebaba, the epitome of a braai meal. And then we went over to the sides that go with the braai because you need to have them sides. We've got a potato salad over there with some bacon, and then we've got that pasta salad with those fresh colors, we've got the sweet corn, the tomatoes in there, and then we ended it on a sweet note with our peanut butter peppermint crisp tarts, cups, whatever you want to call it, but all I know is it's goodness, it's deliciousness.
Okay, stunning. Now listen, I know you're already going to take that for your husband.
Yes.
So maybe take all 4. It's fine. We're not going to fight. It's fine. We're not going to fight today.
No problem.
But maybe dish up for Lauren Dumi. Just as I do find, I don't know, which do you prefer? Do you like potato sides or do you like pasta side?
A braai has to have potato salad.
I thought you were going to say both. I was going to say both. Okay. Well, here's some potato salad. So I want to find out from you, Lauren, as Dumi does dish up for you. We are celebrating Freedom Day tomorrow, and I know I made a joke earlier, and I said Freedom Day to me means braai. But I want to find out on a very serious note, what does freedom mean to you?
If it wasn't for freedom, I wouldn't have been standing and singing over here today. So I'm just grateful that there are opportunities that others never had before us. And I have to say I'm a born free, but I just heard. But I was born in February, so it's 2 months.
You're still a born free girl. We cannot relate.
Yes, so I'm just grateful for the opportunities that we do have.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Stunningly said. I mean, Dumi, on your side, you've already spoken to me about what freedom means to you. But what are you going to be doing with your son tomorrow? I know you're all about creating those new traditions.
We are. We're all about creating those new traditions. And I think, you know what the one thing I've not done is I've not taken my calendar and planned my holidays, gosh.
Yeah.
Because some of them are just getting me out of the blue. So I hadn't really planned for Freedom Day, but I just think the freedom of being able to have a day that we can celebrate the fact that we are here together. You know, there's been times when parents could not be with their kids because they were in another place having to work. And just knowing that I can be with my child and celebrate a moment like this, I mean, that for me is enough freedom. I think we should just relax.
I think we should just relax. For me, freedom is ever changing.
Yeah.
It's ever evolving. What was freedom maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 20 years ago is probably not what freedom looks like to us today. So here is to creating our very own freedoms. But sadly, that brings us to the end of another amazing masterclass. Many thanks to the lovely Lauren Lee for blessing us with her beautiful voice and helping us prepare a trio of Freedom Day foods. Tongue twister there. Now make sure that you do not leave your plates empty and come back for so much more on Thursday. But in the wise words of the great Dr. Madiba, he once said, to be free is not to merely cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedoms of others. But until then, Mzansi City, good night, stay safe and happy eating. Join you again on Thursday for our next masterclass.
Amanda, goodbye.
Woman.
Here's to the sweet taste of time off, celebrating the last of summer, and to family memories. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.